We're now to the point in the middle 1400s when Johann Gutenberg, who got an idea when he was 8 years old in his father's print shop about a new kind of printing press. He's middle-aged now. He gets a business partner, and they set up a shop. He works at it for a couple of years and all till he gets it really kind of perfected, and then he does the things he's best noted for, the big vellum Bibles. They were 2-volume like that copy shows. But this is a real page, that bleached out skin from a young animal. He only printed black and white. Artwork, colors, anything, binding of the books, those skills were already well developed by people who used the handwritten Bibles. He printed them as just a better, faster page. This page is valued at $100,000. If that were a real 2-volume vellum Bible in good shape, it'd be worth about $100 million. The Library of Congress has the best Bible collection in our country. And they have a complete vellum Bible, one of the 3 perfect vellums in the world. There's another vellum Bible in New York City in the Morgan Museum, and 10 of the parchment Gutenbergs in our country. Not many states have them. Well, there's one in Austin, Texas, and there's one in San Marino, California, and 8 of them back east in schools and in libraries and museums back there. Those are worth $30 to $50 million. They're quite valuable. He would have printed more, but after about the 5th year, the business partner took it all away from him. And the Bibles that were printed later never had the status of the originals. And Gutenberg died in poverty. Martin Luther comes along in the early 1500s, and he's rebelling against church practices. Nails 95 Theses on the church door, really points out some of the things he feels is wrong with that church. But even today, those people that in those days might have opposed him, the church of today will say amen to a lot of his truths because they now realize he was right. There is no forgiveness of sin just by paying a priest. God is the forgiver of sins. The thing he said that I get agreement from everybody that walks through here is salvation is by grace. And that means no church controls your soul. That's your own personal choice. And Martin Luther did bring that out. We don't say he was a perfect man, and for sure he was not, but God still works in mysterious ways and gets some things like that out of all of us. The 3 tall ones are standing up. We have some really beautiful bindings by Baskerville from the 1700s. And thanks to him, we have large print. He started that large print idea. Our largest complete Bible is a 50-pound Lutheran church Bible, pulpit Bible. We have a Christmas card illustrating that Bible right behind it. Part of this collection was obtained from Fred McGraw in Overland Park, Kansas. His collection was added to the Smiths, and Hallmark borrowed several of his Bibles, about a dozen, and made a whole series of Christmas cards using those Bibles. We have a copy of a page from the Wicked Bible. The Wicked Bible is noted for saying, "Thou shalt commit adultery." One word missing in the 7th commandment. The royal printer Robert Barker, the same man that printed the 1611 original King James, was still printing King James, and he was bankrupted with a huge fine and imprisoned for about a year. And they burned all those books they could find, but some got out. It was found out later a man named Bonham Norton got revenge for something that Barker had done to him, throwing him out of the company for dishonesty. And Bonham Norton sabotaged the printing. Poor old Barker paid a tremendous penalty for it. We have a Bible there called the Murderer's Bible. And the real word is murmurers, possibly someone reading to a typesetter. We don't have them on display, but we have one young man that says that children are to be killed with joy. But we refuse to sell those copies to parents. The Word was supposed to be filled with joy. We do let people buy that. No, reprints. We have some reprints. There is a Bible also that says if the husband is going to follow Jesus, he must leave his father and hate his wife. And that W was a misprint. It was life. Things like that. Parable of the Vineyard was once printed as vinegar. There's about 200 printer's errors in the history of the Bible. When we get to the King James around the corner, we'll show you another printer's error that makes that quite valuable. We also have some Bibles here to illustrate the differences in how some people see a certain verse. Genesis 3:7 is about Adam and Eve covering themselves with leaves when they're in the garden. The Quaker version said they made girdles. The Puritan version said they sewed the fig tree leaves together and made themselves breeches. So I reasoned a few summers ago that she's the one who started the ladies wearing their jeans and such. She was the trendsetter in that. But I also reasoned that if she sews her breeches faster than he sews his breeches, she was the first lady that wore the pants in the family. I shouldn't have thought of that one. My wife heard about it.